Hello everyone, myself Utkarsh and along with my teammates Aniket and Yogesh will be presenting before you our application ClubZ. It comes with various features like creating clubs, post achievements, post progress, get announcements and many more. The problem that we are trying to solve through our application is to reduce complexity of working with a club. The process of being part of multiple clubs, joining a club, making a new club can get complex when done on a large scale. Our app will simplify the whole process. The tech stack involved in the development of our app begins with Flutter and Dart. Flutter is Google's portable UI toolkit for crafting beautiful, natively compiled applications for mobile, web, and desktop from a single code base. Most of our application frontend is created using Flutter and Dart. Now, what is Dart? Dart is an open source client side programming language. It is easy to learn, stable, easy to use, and creates high performance applications. Moving forward, we have also used Firebase Authentication to set up our login sign up page. Firebase Authentication provides secure login access using email and password. It also provides an admin panel for all users. Then we used Firestore database to store images of posts and clubs, which then return a download URL to be used by Flutter and the RESTful APIs. Now Aniket will further continue with the presentation.
Thank you. Now let's talk about the second half of our backend stack. We are using Node APIs in the backend for all the custom features that we have implemented like live sign up, login, club creation, etc. And above all this, we have authenticated every route from front-end to backend with user-based authentication in the front-end, and Node APIs are also authenticated with a middleware which is impossible to crack by a malicious user from an API hitting application like Postman. MongoDB is also being used synonymous with Node APIs in the backend code of this application. We have used Mongoose as the object relational mapper, which allows developers to handle database records of a particular model in the form of objects. With the help of Mongoose, we have queried, added, or deleted records with the help of find function, delete function, and so on. DigitalOcean is the cloud platform that we have used to deploy the Node APIs and MongoDB database. We have used the DigitalOcean Ubuntu 11 Linux server to deploy the RESTful API and MongoDB to the cloud. Then we can send requests to the IP address of the server rather than the IP address of our own system. This can allow the app to become truly portable. With Firebase services in the cloud and Node APIs and database in the cloud, the app can be used from anywhere. Now let's talk about the features of the app before moving towards the live app demo. Each member will have a separate login and sign up, so there will be separate account to manage. There will be a separate club profiles for every club and separate profile for all the members. The next feature is to display general announcements of different events organized by different clubs. Member can also join the club on their own accord. When a user logs in or restarts the app, then the homepage of the members occupied with the various clubs are displayed. A member can post about his or her achievements, and the addition deletion of that post is user authenticated. There's also an announcement screen for all the users to receive latest news from the clubs. Now let's see the real-time working of the application. This is a Android emulator which emulates a Pixel 5 Android phone. So when a user views the application, he will see the onboarding, which will basically tell him or her about the basic feature that he should expect in the application, like enrolling in clubs, uploading their achievements, and getting the latest news. Can skip to the login page at any part of the onboarding. Now I'm going to log in with a user that I've already created. As you can see that the user has been authenticated and logged in. Let me explain you the login process. The login process first begins with Firebase authentication, which first authenticates that whether a particular email address and a password is correct or not, and if a user exists or not. If it's true, then a status code of 200 is sent back, and then we use that status code to send the user details to the Node APIs, where a JSON web token is created, which is sent back, and then we log the user into the application. If the user is logged in, we first check where the name and all the details of the particular user which is logged in, and use that details to further authenticate every aspect of the application, like whether he can create a club, he can create a club announcement, or he can only join a particular club if he's not the owner of that particular club. Like Shreyas is the owner of DSI Society, so he can create a new announcement of the DSI Society. This is just a sample announcement, which you can see that the Threads has already created a new announcement. And if we go back, and this is the date, also included that. And if we go back to another club, which is not 3SS club, but created by another user, then he can only join the club or view all announcements. If you are on that, then you can see that Aman is the owner of this club or the admin of this club, and 3S can only join the club. And if he tries to rejoin, it will be shown that you are already a member of this club. Now let's move to the second aspect of this application, which is the post part. You can post about his or her achievements. The posts are obviously all authenticated from front end to back end. Like a user cannot just delete any other user's post or edit their post. Like this, the current logged in user is Shreyas, if you remember, and these posts are created by Utkarsh and Yogesh. So if he tries to, he can only save that post. He cannot delete or edit it. Now let's create a post and see how the authentication works in a user created post. If I take a sample photo, now, while the photo is post is being created, let me walk you through the post creation process. The first photo is first sent to the backend to the Firebase storage where the photo is being saved, and then the destination of the photo in the cloud and the download URL of the photo is sent back, which is then sent to the Node APIs in a post request, and it is saved to the MongoDB database with obviously the owner object ID to recognize it. So if we see that you can edit and delete this post, but not the other post because these are not created by him and he has no right to do so. So if you edit this post, you can see that all the fields are automatically filled. So if you edit the caption, that caption will be edited. The like feature also works perfectly. Like this, you can see that some of the posts are already liked by this user and some are not liked. So this is retained throughout the application cycle. Like even if I restart this application, and like let's say I dislike this post and I restart this application, so the application is restarted. You can see that the user had not logged out, so he will be automatically logged in if he restarts the application. So that is also a really cool feature of our application. You can see that he had disliked this post, so he has throughout the restart, the dislike is retained, and there is only one like on this particular post. So this is our post feature, and let's move to the announcement feature. It basically displayed all the announcements by all the clubs. So Iris Club has created this announcement, and then Velocity Club has created this announcement, and so on. DSI Club has created 3 announcements. You can view all those announcements. So this is an app, and some other features are account. You can view the save post, your post, and you can log the particular user back to the login page. Now let's talk about the cloud part of this application. We have been using the Node APIs and the MongoDB. So this is the Node API DigitalOcean Linux server, in which I SSH using the IP address of the Linux server and the user that I have already created beforehand, normal user, in which I use commands with sudo to get super privileges. You can see that this is a Debian 11 Linux, and this is the Node API which has been running. Index.js is the starting point of the Node code, and it is online, and the uptime is 52 days. So I've been continuously pushing the new code in here. And this is a MongoDB database, which has been running for the past few days. So the MongoDB just connects to the Node APIs through localhost through the port 27017, but the Node API also runs on the 5000 post on the 5000 port, but how will a particular app or a website connect to it? Obviously, it can't reach the local host. I have used NGINX for a reverse proxy. So basically, if you see this part of our code, the root of the any request made at the root will be passed to the local host 5000. Basically, this is the whole point of this particular file. So any request made at the root will be passed to this localhost. So Node.js then can handle all the requests, the get request, post request, all the basically all the CRUD requests made at the RESTful API. And we are using authentication. Basically, the Firebase authentication provides us with all the users details. Obviously, we can't see we can see the password because it is has with a complex algorithm provided by Google itself. We can reset the password, but we can't see it. And this is the admin panel that the Firebase authentication provides us with. And if we go to storage, then we can see that this directory is created by me, like the developer. And this inside this create directory, all of the photos, which all of the club photos and the post photos are present in over here. So this was the admin panel given by Firebase storage. So now Yogesh will talk further about the application.
Yeah, thank you, Aniket. So we have already seen the working of our app. Our application is made with the purpose of facilitating and easing the journey of college students by helping them through the process of joining and navigating through various clubs. Through the development of this application, we came across various aspects of being in a club, the creation of a club, joining of various clubs, organizing various events, advertising of events, sharing of achievements, and many other features that are included in our application. While developing this application, we also got to know that the usefulness of several softwares we use like Firebase Authentication, Firebase Database, Flutter and Dart, Node.js, and many more that form the base of our application. Now, let's see the individual contribution. Our team lead Aniket Raj has done the authentication setup in front end, then front end backend connectivity, and Node.js CRUD operation. That means create, read, update, and delete operations. Then Utkarsh has have created the login sign up page, the onboarding screen, and he did the Firebase authentication and storage. And myself, I have created the home page, the user profile, club profile, and the rest of the front end. And with this, we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you.